What's up, gang? How you guys doing? It is Lieutenant Sal Blue, 28-year law enforcement veteran and the author of the top 25 mistakes en route to the good life, coming at you today with my daily podcast, episode 121. That's right, episode 121. And as I'm giving you guys this information on my daily podcast, trying to reach as many people as possible. What I've learned, guys, what I've learned is that consistency is the key. And also, what I've learned is that most people give up long before they begin to make an impact. And I don't want that to be you guys. I want you guys to be the type of person who understands that your mission is more valuable than likes, right? And so, as you begin to grow, as you begin to develop your voice and who you like to be and who you want to become, you have to start to be consistent at what you need to do. So, and being consistent, I mean every single day. Every single day. And don't put an end date to it, right? Initially, when I was doing podcasts and I was doing some YouTube videos, I put an end date on it, right? I was doing 100 videos. I was doing 25 mistakes, I was just doing things, and I was having an end date on it. And if I didn't get the desired result that I wanted by that end date, then I threw the project into the wind. And I never gained momentum on things that I wanted to accomplish. And it's about staying consistent, and when you stay consistent, you get a better rhythm. Guys, you know how I love to talk about reps and sets, right? Reps and sets help you to develop into the person that you need to be to achieve the things you want to achieve. It's all about reps and sets. Reps and sets is your growth, right? Reps and sets is what's going to get you there, and your discipline in being consistent each and every day is just the oil that gets the gears going so that you can eventually have a good flow in the information that you're trying to get out to people and the message that you're trying to get across to people. So don't give up, guys. Don't give up. Continually be consistent, and you will achieve the goal that you desire. Okay? What I'm giving you here in my top 25 mistakes is I'm giving you guys, right, some of the guidelines of speeding that up, right? And so one of the guidelines of speeding up your progression is making fewer mistakes. And that is why I came out with my book, Top 25 Mistakes, guys. Hop on over to Amazon, pick up your copy today. Or you can hop on over to lieutenantsalblue.com and grab your copy with tons of other bonuses at my website, guys. As well as you can also pick up the audio version on Audible. So check all of that out. In today's podcast, before I tell you what I'm going to talk about today, right? What I want to give you guys is the brief reason why I'm talking about it. And I think that in telling you about it, it will help you to understand more the purpose behind this question that I'm asking you guys today. So it was many years ago, right? And I was in the midst of an injury, right? In the middle of an injury, and some of you guys have heard when I injured myself really bad and fought and to get back to work. And that was just my desire to overcome obstacles, right? Well, before that happened, guys, I was trying to figure out what I was going to do with the other half of my life, right? And so just compile one problem on top of the other, and it caused me a bit of overwhelm. Right? Because I was in the midst of thinking about retiring. I was in the midst of dealing with an injury. I was in the midst of trying to overcome that injury and eventually run a marathon. I was in the midst of trying to figure out what type of business I wanted to start that would be of value to as many people as possible. I was also in the midst of wanting to write a book, right? As well as in the midst of being a father, being a husband, and providing for a household. So look at that. That's 8 things we're talking about, right? 8 things. And a lot of people, know what a lot of people do? A lot of people try to solve them all at once, right? And a lot of people try to be perfect at all of them at once. And that causes tons of overwhelm. And the only thing that you get out of overwhelm, guys, is you get a poor quality result. And a poor quality result, it hurts everybody. It hurts the people you love, right? It hates the people you're trying to help. And most importantly, it hurts you. Because now, everything that you do, you live with the regret of you didn't give it your all, right? You didn't give it 100%. You didn't totally focus down on what you needed to focus and perfect that. And it's all because of we don't know how to manage our time, right? We don't know how to manage our time. And a lot of times when I talk about don't know how to manage your time, it's not the fact that you don't have 24 hours a day, right? And you can sleep 6 to 8 hours and do work the rest of the time. It's not because of that. It is because the time that you spend awake, right? You have so many things going on that you try to use distractions to take your brain away from the pain of solving the problem that's in front of you, guys. What is, right? What is that problem that I am solving right now? And that is what today's podcast is about, man. It is about solving the problem of right now. And so you need to begin to, right? Pad and paper, as I always do, guys, pad and paper. And you need to begin to write down all of your problems, everything that you're dealing with, and put it on paper. One of the most important things that I do every single morning is journal, right? And when I am journaling, my most important thing when I am journaling is called data dump, right? I am dumping all the data in my supercomputer onto paper so that I can evaluate and prioritize what I need to deal with next. So that is kind of what I'm talking about today is you need to learn how to ask that one question in order to give yourself clarity. Clarity is key when it comes to solving problems, guys. You can't ambiguously try to figure out what is best for you inside your brain, right? You have to have it on paper, you have to write it out, and you have to see what emotions is attached to what and what logic is attached to what, so you can put it in the order of importance. And once they're in the order of importance, then you can begin to set up a system to solve those problems, guys. And that is how you get things done. That is how you begin to answer this question of what problem am I solving right now? Now, I tell people all the time, if you can start to answer this question, right, you will begin to have an extremely valuable life, right? And I wanted you guys to know that having a valuable life consists of 2 things, right? It's many things in there, but I believe that these 2 important things are essential to you having a valuable life. And they're not none of the things that you hear everybody talking about, right? I think that these 2 things are, they're very hard work, number 1. So not a lot of people talks about them because they're not easy. And number 2, right, they're not popular. So when I give you these 2 ideas, they're not going to be the most popular ideas that you have heard in order to have a valuable life. Because people like easy. That's just what it is, man. People like easy. And when you like easy, man, you probably won't like a lot of the solutions, okay? Real solutions to the problems that you are having in your life. in order to get over them and get through them. So the first thing, guys, well, the two things that I want to talk about, I'm going to put them out there to you guys to let you guys think about it, mull it over in your brain, and contemplate the importance of them. And then after that, I'm going to break down to you what I feel is the reason behind it, right? So the two things I'm talking about is, number one, right, solving problems. Solving problems is so important in having a valuable life, right? The second thing is thinking independently. And I know that is difficult for you guys, right? Thinking independently, because there's so much going on in the world and tons of information coming at you from all different angles, right? So much advertising and people trying to tell you what to think. And thinking independently is a lost art, right? It is a lost art, guys, and it takes a lot of work to get that skill back because you've been trained not to do it. So those are the two things that I'm talking about to having a valuable life. Now think about that for a minute. Let it mull around in your brain and think about what I just said and see how you can add that to your life. Solving problems and thinking independently. So now let's talk about the first trait, right? Because these are powerful traits that I believe, right? The first trait of solving problems, right? The average person is great at suggesting problems, but never solving them. And you guys know those people, right? Especially if you ever supervise a group of individuals. Those group of individuals, or maybe you're in a think tank group, whatever you're in, a mastermind, people are very good at pointing out problems. Oh, we got this problem here, we got that problem here, we got this problem here. And they're great at pointing out problems. And the problem is they're very bad at solving those same problems that they point out. You know, I always tell people, I wrote this in my book, Top 25 Mistakes en Route to the Good Life, that don't be the person that constantly brings your supervisor or your manager or your boss a problem that they need to solve. I tell people, if you want to be valuable, start bringing solutions to the table, right? You already know what the problem is. So if you know what the problem and you've seen it, in order to become valuable, I believe that you need to take some time on your own and independently figure out what can be a good solution to that problem, right? Work it through, and once you work it through, you can bring that solution to your supervisor, your boss, your manager, your family, whoever you're bringing that solution to, right? So it may be a problem that they don't even know exists, but now not only have you identified the problem, you've also brought a solution to the table to make them better. And when you begin to make people better, you personally become more valuable. And once you become more valuable, I believe that is one of the elements of having a valuable life, guys. So I think that is sheer importance to have to be the type of individual who constantly works on solving problems. Not bringing problems to the table, but solving problems. That needs to be a skill. And in order for that to be a skill that you really become good at, you need to constantly be putting problems in front of yourself and figuring out how to solve them. You will have your own way of how you're solving problems, your own pattern of thinking, your own thought process, your own. I write things down, I journal things, I talk about them on video. Tons of things that I do help me to develop the skill of constantly being able to solve problems. I also put myself out there to people that I'm coaching and teaching, and my family and everybody. Give me the problem. Give me the problem. I will figure it out. I will figure out a way, and I'll do my studying, my research, okay, and everything that I need to do to figure out how to solve that problem. You need to become that person in order to have a valuable life. That is the first trait that you guys truly need to develop in order to have the life that you want. The first trait. That is powerful, right? Okay. The next trait that I am talking about is thinking independently. Now, I get it, right? I get it. There are tons of advice out there, right? There's tons of advice out there that can help you to achieving the life that you want. Tons of advice, right? We're always seeing, no matter where we go, everybody has advice on how we need to get better and what we need to do to get better, right? Even me today, as I do this video, I am giving you advice on how to get better, right? But here's the important part, right? Here's the important part. Are you acting on what you are told to do, or are you staying with it, or staying with whatever it is, the advice you're given, long enough to determine through your own reflection, is this right for me? Is this the right move for me? See, it is one thing to get advice from somebody and just act on it, right? And act on it, and I get it. One of my mentors say, just do what I tell you to do. You hired me, you trust me, and you'll have the result that you want. And I get it, right? And that helps you to move a lot quicker. But I'll tell you this, right? Sometimes you haven't even chose the right person to listen to. You are listening to everybody, and you are getting your advice through consensus. And when you are doing that, guys, okay, you cloud your own vision of what direction you need to go in. And when you cloud your vision of what direction you need to go in, now, guys, you have a problem with just doing what you are told. You have to ask yourself this important question, and before you move forward on any advice that is given to you, is this the right move for me? Taking this advice, doing what they told me to do, is this the right move for me? And that's going to take you into the realm of independent thinking. You have to ask yourself a lot of questions in order to move forward. And all of those questions are going to be based on what is right for you. And that is the realm of independent thinking. And when you start to think independently and you're solving problems, you're a shoo-in to have a valuable life, guys. These are the two traits that nobody really talks about in having a valuable life. And I think that they're more important than a lot of other things that people talk about. So I know this is difficult for a lot of people, right? Thinking independently, ask yourself that question. But it is necessary in order for you to learn how to think and act independently. And also not to be driven by the next shiny object in the distance. I used to always be attracted to the shiny object in the distance because the advertising is meant to attract you. It's meant to pull you away from what you're doing right now. And so I want to tell you guys, if you are not living the life that you want, it is not your fault, guys. It is not your fault. Everything has been set up to keep you from doing these two things. Everything has been set up to stop you from thinking independently, right? Because schooling and education and parenting and all of these things have been set up to put you in a place to where you follow orders very well. You follow instructions very well. And you don't think outside the box, because thinking outside the box will cause you to want to do your own thing, and doing your own thing will stop you from providing value to your employer's family legacy, and to someone else's independence, right? So I'm trying to help you guys to work on your own independence, right? And to become a person of resilience that solves problems for yourself. So that is what I'm hoping to do for you guys here today as I talk about this topic. So that is it. I'm just going to just touch on it briefly today. And you need to ask that question, man. You need to ask that question. And when you ask that question, it will stop you from chasing the shiny objects. It will stop you from overwhelm. It will stop you from not solving problems to the highest quality that you are capable of. It will put all of your resources into a funnel, and at the end of that funnel will be, what problem am I solving right now? So that is it for today, guys. Happy Friday to you guys. If you guys who made it through the week, I'm excited for you. And make sure you guys hop on over to lieutenantsoundblue.com. Pick up the version of my second edition, Top 25 Mistakes en Route to the Good Life. You can grab it up on Amazon or lieutenantsoundblue.com. Also, you can pick it up on Audible, guys. You can pick it up on Audible, get the audiobook, and be listening to it tonight. That's right. So get excited about that, man, because it is some life-changing stuff that I'm talking about in my book. But anyway, guys, I'll be working on a course today, tomorrow, all this month, and that I'll be having out. So you could pre-order it if you want, and it'll be out at the end of the month. And as well as, guys, make sure you guys check me out on all the social platforms: Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat, right, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, and check me out on all those social platforms at Lieutenant Sal Blue. And as well as, guys, make sure you come on over to the Top 25 Mistakes community, where second halfers will help you to achieve the life that you want through transparency. So come on over, check me out, guys. And that is it for today. This is Lieutenant Sal Blue, and I am signing off. And thank you guys once again for checking me out, man. You guys have a great weekend, and I will talk to you tomorrow with my Top 25 Mistakes podcast. All right? Deuces.